Hello friends, and welcome back to the Food Forest. Nick here again with part 2 of our little series on chop and drop strategies. I think this is going to be at least a 3-part series, maybe even 4-part. We'll see, I don't know yet, but we'll just say we're on part 2 for now. So a lot has happened since part 1. We chopped and dropped, we chopped the Mexican sunflowers in our area here. We're just stacking up material on the side and getting out of our way for now. We started to put some of the Fakahatchee grass down as mulch, like there's some there on that Saijo persimmon. We're starting to stack up our bananas that we're gonna now convert into chop and drop mulch. And we've got a bunch of our other materials stacked up over here, ready to go. But a major amount of chop and drop happened here with my lawnmower. The lawnmower is a really good chop and drop tool. Sorry for that shake. A lawnmower is not generally discussed as a chop and drop tool, but that's certainly what it is. It chops it, drops it if you have it on mulch mode. If you're bagging it, your clippings, then it's not really dropping it, it's just chopping it. But anyway, so we did that in here because what we're trying to do now is we're trying to convert the microbiology here from a bacterial dominated soil to a fungal dominated soil. Okay, so before I mowed this, it looked pretty much like this stuff over here. Real thick, lots of grass, lots of herbs. And grasses and herbs, they promote bacteria in the soil, which is a pretty neutral pH, close to 7. Trees, though, woody trees and shrubs, they promote fungal associations in the soil, which is very acidic. So anywhere from 10 to close to 1,000 times more acidic than a bacteria-dominated soil. So that's what we're doing here. For these trees to do better and shrubs, I want to create a fungally dominated area here. I'm chopping and dropping all these grasses and herbs, and then I'm also chopping and dropping a lot more material to throw on top. And also, in order to get the fungi to really begin to dominate in here, I have to feed more sugars into the ground. So I need more woody plants, trees and shrubs that are woody. And so I've planted some in here. I've got some jujubes and some Vijoya, or also called pineapple guava. So together with the rest of these trees over here, I'm starting to get a pretty good number of plants pumping sugars down into the ground, feeding that mycorrhizal fungi. But the first step in the process is going to be that the saprophytic fungi are going to come in. After I get all my chop and drop materials laid down, all my mulch is in here, I'm going to have a lot of dead plant material in here, and the saprophytic fungi will begin to attack that and consume all those nutrients. Eventually, the saprophytic fungi begins to peter out, and those nutrients begin to shift into the mycorrhizal fungi that works with our plants here. So basically, we're using the chop and drop process to convert an area from a bacterial dominated soil to a fungal dominated soil. I'll have to keep up with the chop and drop after this and prevent all these grasses from growing back. I'll have to keep coming through here, probably with my weed eater and other tools to keep it chopped, and I have to keep putting more mulch on it so that I can keep shifting the balance towards the plants and the fungi and away from the bacteria. I'm really pleased with how rich the soil has gotten over here. My efforts have paid off because I've been doing chop and drop here quite a bit. It's just up until now I've allowed the grasses and the herbs to grow up, and they've grown really well. It's really rich, but now I want to convert that richness over to a forest type habitat ecosystem. So that's what we're doing. So in the next step, I'll come in and I'll do a video again after we get all the materials, chop and drop materials in place, and I've got a lot more material to get. We're going to go ahead and take those bananas and probably the rest of our large Mexican sunflowers. We've got a bunch more on the property back this way too, over that way too. So I should have a pretty good bit of material. I can go ahead and get all this covered pretty deep, pretty thick with, dropped material, chop and drop material. So this is actually a pretty large area. It's going to end up with about, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, at least 14 trees and shrubs in this area. And I'm going to be able to convert the whole thing over to a forest using materials that I have right here on site. I did something similar for the area up there closer to the house in terms of converting it from Bermuda grass over to more of a forest type habitat. And I used cardboard, just free cardboard that I got from behind the strip malls where they throw out their used boxes. Put a lot of cardboard in there, and I put a lot of chips from just shredded chip material on that. This time I really didn't want to use cardboard over here. I've got too many things that are already growing over here and kind of big with their root systems going out, and I didn't want to cover those with cardboard. So we're going to do it this way. Okay, I guess that's about it. That's all I got for you for now. We'll come back after we get this all finished and mulched, and all of a sudden we'll have a little food foresty area over here. All right, hope y'all enjoyed that. Y'all take care. Try to stay cool because it's awfully hot out there. And happy gardening, everyone.